Today's crime and stitch is going to go a little different because I'm doing a different type of stitch. I'm crocheting today because I told my friend that I would make her something a while ago and I haven't done it, so I thought this would be a good way to like loop them all together. Sorry if you hear background noise. Honestly, it's just life. My son is playing right now. He's big into like this Jack in the Box thing. And what I'm making now is it's going to be so I found the pattern on Pinterest, and it was from an idea that she gave me, and I'm kind of modifying it because I want to kind of make it my own. What it is going to be is a menstrual cup like pouch that she can take with her or, have to... Just a quick clip from editing. So I did stitch the menstrual cup that I was talking about in this video. However, I can put a picture of it if you guys really want, or it's available in my Etsy shop if you want to look at it. It's really cute. It's got eyes, and my Etsy shop is linked below. However, I did record me actually cross-stitching on Train of Dreams to throw into this video. So I just wanted to include that here for you, just to let you know that I'm gonna, I talk about stitching this thing, but really I'm just gonna overlay my stitching progress from Train of Dreams to kind of, keep it in, I guess. I don't really know how they work, to be completely honest. But I'm also going to talk about something that might end up when, honestly, I just want to do a dry run of it, but it'll end up being my first case for the podcast that we're going to start. So heads up, this is what I'm doing for that, in case you wanted to know, I guess. I don't need I don't know why I did a magic ring. That was dumb. So I'm going to talk to you guys today about Joe Sun. And that's kind of a short, nickname or whatever. But we'll kind of find out. He's also, I don't know if it'll let me insert, a picture over here or something. But he was an actor in, I guess he was in this first or second Austin Powers movie, and I don't know which one it was, but I can double check that. So starting off with a chain 2. What? Anyway, so Joe Sun was born on November 22nd, 1970 in South Korea, and he moved to California when he was really young with his family. There isn't a lot of information on his early life out there, to be completely honest. But that's kind of the gist of it, I suppose. 1, 2, 3. So, sorry. Joe, is, as an adult, is 5'4", and he is 236 pounds. So he's, honestly, I don't like this. I don't like the way they started this pattern. Anyway, so he's kind of my height and roughly just a little bit heavier than me. He ended up going into an MMA career a little bit later. He went by the nickname Iron Ball, and he was in the heavyweight division. He did taekwondo, judo, wrestling, and kickboxing there. He fought in Las Vegas for Lord's Gym, which I've heard of them before, but I don't know a ton about them. I've just heard of them. So I don't want to sound mean, and sorry if you're watching this, dude, but you were not that good at what you did. I understand it takes a lot to be a fighter. I get it. But he had 0 wins. He only kickboxed once. He had 0 wins, 1 loss. In his MMA career, he had 0 wins, 4 losses. 2 of those were by knockout, and 2 of them were by submission. And there's a lot of lingo in here that I don't really understand because I don't know the fighting world. But he had appeared in the UFC 3 in 1994. He had his real debut kind of at the UFC 4 event where he was... They kind of billed him as a Taekwondo black belt. He had supposedly founded his own fighting style called Joe Sun Do instead of Taekwondo. I don't really know a lot about that. Like I said, there's not a lot of info about him, probably because he's garbage. His first fight, he was pitted against a Kenjo fighter. And I guess Kenjo is like a fighting style that uses... Hey. What? You ate all your food. It's all gone. You ate all your food. Okay. Toddlers. So Kendo is like, it uses circular and linear movements. All I can think of is, I don't know if you guys watch Bob's Burgers, but when Tina takes that dance fighting class, sorry, my allergies are nuts. But that's what that reminds me of. Like, just thinking about, like, it uses circular and linear movements. Like, that's all I can think of. When she goes in the place and she loves it, but Bob is like, no, you have to work. And it was lame. But anyway. His name was Keith Hackney. Joe had a good 30 pounds on him. He was a lot bigger than he was. And during the fight, he performed a takedown and a guillotine choke attempt. But Keith was able to punch him in the groin repeatedly, which apparently that was like a legal thing at that event. Sun tapped out when Keith Hackney started taking off his briefs. Not his own briefs. Keith Hackney started taking off Joe Sun's briefs. And that's kind of in my notes. I just put, I cannot. After this probably humiliating fight for the UFC, he competed in a match for the K1 Kickboxing Federation. And that was against an establisher whose name sorry, my son just knocked over a toy. And this guy's name, I can't even begin to pronounce for you. Sun was a lot heavier than this guy. And he started out leading the pace he was taking body shots on this guy and using his knees and like hitting him in the knees. He was able to score at the beginning, but he was knocked out by the other guy via a high kick. So honestly, get it. Like, cheerleaders can high kick. I cannot. I am not of the stature. I can't. Like, that's not a thing I can do. But that is amazing to me. In 2002, he made his debut for Japan for the promotion Pride Fighting Championships, which I don't know if that has to do with like gay pride or, the LGBTQIA, but that's just what it was called. So like my source is Wikipedia on this. I don't know a lot about it. He was fighting an opponent whose name I'm not going to start to butcher, really. He was clothed in a leopard thong that had the logo on it. Which was kind of an infamous thing that they had at the time. He topped his wardrobe choice with a bowler hat and eye makeup. He gave his opponent a big hug during their stare down, and the fight was really short. Sun repeatedly quit after he was taken down, and he almost slid out of the ring. He claimed that he got an elbow injury. But like, my thought process is don't these guys just like beat each other up? Is he saying that he hit his elbow on the floor, or like how does that work? You're supposed to get injuries. He also took part in what was called sorry, I have to read this very carefully. Extreme Pankration 2. And this time he faced off against this dude named Joe Moreira. After they had like a brief exchange, he landed a hit that drew blood from Joe. Let's see, sorry. Joe then refused to continue. The results were listed as submission via terror, and he went back to the Pride thing in July of the same year and gave up again after he was thrown on his head by an opponent. He was also a professional wrestler in Japan for a little bit, and he worked as a singer and a dancer for an event that was put on for Hustle, which Hustle, not Hustler. And my notes specifically say, which I honestly don't know what that is, and I will probably forget to look it up, which I totally did. So bear with me. So acting. This is kind of the part where I ruin everybody's good time, and I'm truly sorry for that. This dude he's best known for his role in the 1997, film Austin Powers International Man of Mystery. So that's the first one. He was billed as Random Task, which is a parody of the character from James Bond to Odd Job. This is his like final film role. I guess he did like other things, like little things. But he's the guy, and I'll try to put a picture in here, but he's a dude in a suit that throws his shoe for people, or at people, for Dr. Evil. While doing this research, I was also watching the movie. It's so funny. I don't know why. Like, I just need to ruin everybody's good time with that. But I'm going to pause here for just a second. Mostly because I need to use the restroom. And as I'm watching this, I'm also doing my nails. But, like, I didn't have to tell you guys that I had to go to the bathroom. But I did. Sorry, I'm so awkward. And I realize watching this back that I'm more awkward than I think. Feedback is welcome. Okay, sorry. I'm back. Let's see. So, he was in a few kind of low-budget action movies from 93 to 96 prior to Austin Powers, but this guy, he's trash. Like, he's not a good dude. So, on May 16th, 2008, Joe Sun pled guilty to felony vandalism, where he was sentenced to probation and only 60 days in jail. That's not what makes him garbage. Like, I understand people vandalize stuff all the time. That's not why he's a garbage human. On August 18th, 2008, he was arrested and given an extra 90 days because of a probation violation. He failed to report to his probation officer and tell them where he lived. Like, sorry, but criminals are dumb. This is how murderers get caught. Anyway, but as a condition of his original plea, he was required at the time to provide the courts with a DNA sample. In early October of that same year, his DNA sample was linked to a 1990 Christmas Eve gang rape. And since Joe was already in custody for his probation violation, he was again arrested at the Theo Lacey facility on October 7th, 2008. That same month, he was charged in California in relation to his part in that crime. He was originally charged in Orange County, and he received charges of 5 counts of rape, 2 felony counts of forcible sodomy, 2 felony counts of sodomy in concert by force. I don't even know what that means. 7 felony counts of forceful oral copulation, and 1 felony count of sexual penetration by foreign object by force. He faced a maximum at the time of 275 years if convicted. So this is kind of what happened. So Sun and his accomplice tortured and repeatedly raped the victim before releasing her with her pants tied around her eyes. During the trial, the victim even testified, like Hero Bell. I know that's like a true crime obsessed thing, but yes. She testified that Joe Sun, like, told her, it's Christmas, this is your lucky day, which is gross. And then before jury selection began in early August 2011, the initial charges against him were dropped because there was a statute of limitations on those, which, don't get me wrong, I get why that's there, but I don't think it should be there on cases such as this. And it kind of makes me really mad. He was charged with conspiracy to commit murder and torture because those crimes have no statute, which is great. He was then found guilty of 1 felony count of torture. So, great. The accomplice pled guilty and was sentenced to 17 years and 4 months in a state prison. And then on September 19th, 2011, Joe Sun was sentenced to 7 years to life in prison. And then, this is kind of the last thing. In October of 2011, Joe Sun was accused of killing his cellmate, who was a convicted sex offender named Michael Thomas Graham, on October 10th, 2011 at Waco. The beating happened at 5:25 p.m. and Graham died only 25 minutes later. After that killing, Joe was moved to solitary confinement, and he was officially charged with that on September 13th, 2013. I need to know, like, why it took 2 years to charge him when it was a crime that happened in the prison. That trial happened in 2017, where he was found guilty of voluntary manslaughter, and he received a 27-year sentence. And there he sits. So I know that was really quick. There's not, like, a lot of info on this guy, like I said, but, like, what are your thoughts? Tell me what you guys think about what happened. Do you think it was justice? Do you think it wasn't justice? Do you think that more could have been done? Have you ever heard of this? Do you have any other obscure, like, facts that, like, go along with something like this? I don't know. Let me know. And if you like this video, give it a subscribe. I'm hopefully going to try and finish these done. Because, like, this is all I got done during that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch some of this little thing separately and then go from there. But other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Enjoy my channel. I'll see you soon.